All right, this is Selling Houston POV. I'm Bernard, and I have,
Ebony Royal.
and we have a special guest.
I believe his name is Andre.
This is Shelton.
Let me
Please
tell you,
introduce yourself.
this is my last time on this podcast.
We won't have it.
Okay, and we have our co-host.
Sucker, Aisha Shelton.
And we do
and
have
an actual special guest.
Yes. Thank you for the invite. My name is Andre Barra with Yes to Real Estate.
All right.
Woo,
Yes.
Andre.
Super excited to be here.
Yeah,
Yes.
we invited Andre because Andre, I really believe you're an inspiration. Andre is out and he does a lot of stuff, a lot of development, and it's development.
Yes to Real Estate, new development.
Yes to real estate, new development.
Yeah.
So we have two developers here today.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have the legend.
Wow.
And
it
you
was
have
coming.
the mentee.
I know.
Oh, I love it.
No. Great things happen when great people do things.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this show today. Andre has been introduced really to me through our real estate photography company.
Mhm.
But I've been seeing you online and seeing your production, and you're killing it out
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So excited to hear a little bit about your background.
Yeah.
And a little bit about what we're going to see from you in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the invite. So big thank you to the millions of people watching and super excited to be here today. I want to give a special shout out to my lovely wife, Joanne Barad.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have the Andre you have today without a wonderful wife. So Joanne, I'm looking right at you. Thank you so much for your love,
That's sweet.
your patience, and believing in the vision.
I
Right?
love it.
And big shout out to my son, Chase. He's 5. And he's been coming with dad since it's been 5 months. And to see his growth, one of the ways I say to see his growth is that when I bring him around and I introduce him, he's making eye contact with the people, shaking their hands and saying hello. And that type of stuff is caught, not taught.
Yeah.
That's right.
And my daughter, Skylar, she's 2, coming up in the game. Dad, love you, and thank you so much. The Andre you see today is a product of the team.
Okay.
Just as it's a wonderful team here, you cannot have true greatness without a true team. And so I want to give a special shout out to the team that make Yes to Real Estate what it is today.
Yeah.
You have Voss and Jenny and Michael, our marketing team. So when you see the posts, the videos, the people taking stuff from my wife's page and putting it on my page, that's Voss and Jenny and Michael. Michael is our analytics guy, right? He's saying, hey, Dre, you need to do more reels. You need to do more information on educating the people. And that's what's getting your views. So shout out to Michael. Shout out to Diamond, transaction coordinator. She keeps the paperwork in line, and she's training to be a GC. And my partnership with Ashley, she's my partner when it comes to the flipping and the new construction.
Okay.
And Mariah, she's our buyer agent, right? Because of the growth, I'm not able to move around like I need to. So you have Mariah coming in and being there for the client. And our personal photographer, Julian, who's behind the camera, who video everything for the millions of people watching. So that's the team. That's the reason why you see the growth. And I'm super excited to have the team.
Fantastic.
I love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. Man, follow that.
What a-
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that order.
Yes.
No, so I think sometimes, we don't get enough praise.
Yeah.
Not saying that we need it, but just know that, I think others notice what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you invited us to the Yes to Real Estate field trip. Well, we came towards the tail end, right? And you said it was 100 people there, and I think it was more than 100 people there. But, just inclusion. And I love that about you. You were able to include us in, and, we had a great time being able to kind of speak in front of everybody. Or I did, at least.
Yes.
I have a
yes.
question.
Yeah.
How did you start in real estate?
Oh,
That
yeah.
was my question. I'm like,
That's a great question. So I remember working in the oil and gas field. I realized we all making 6 figures in this field. But the thing is, what people is living paycheck to paycheck, right? So they make the money and then go spend it. But I seen 2 guys who was making the money, but also they had side businesses. So it was almost like the rich dad, poor dad. One of my friends was reading books. He read all the books, but never put anything to action. My other friend who read none of the books, but was operating. Yeah, exactly.
That's me.
So I looked at both of them. I began to study. So I began to read books, and then to a certain point, I began to put in action. And so the thing they were doing was real estate. So as I watched him do real estate, I realized that I wanted to get in. So I got in, and I hired an agent. Shout out to all the realtors
There you go.
in the field. And then I hired an agent. I realized that the agent that I hired was not putting forth the effort to find me or help me find a property. We all know that feeling, right?
Yes.
Well, it's not one of us up here. We all great
Yeah.
agents, right? But and then I say, you know what? If this person is going to put this amount of energy towards my product, I can go get my license and look for properties myself. So I study. And here's the thing: it took me 1 year
Okay.
to get my license.
Yep.
Now, I didn't say 1 month.
Yep.
1 year.
I didn't say 2 months.
Mhm.
1 year. I was go to work 12 hours, take a break, read, study, go back to work, study, read, fail my test, my practice test, and I just kept trying and trying until I finally passed. So to all my entrepreneurs who out there who's going after that dream, who's putting forth that effort and you fail, not one time, not 10 times. I want to encourage you. It took us a year. Imagine if we would have stopped 11 months in. You wouldn't have the Andre you have today. So,
Andre, what
the development.
when was that? Like, what year was that? Like, how long ago was
man,
that?
so I've been an agent going on 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
What is
So-
this? 2022?
Yeah. What we
But-
2019.
28, 17.
17.
17. Thank you. I'm a real
So,
estate agent, not a mathematician.
It's okay.
so, and I started looking at homes for myself, and I start doing well as far as buying properties for myself, and I started letting people know. And then it took me 2 years for someone to work with me as their agent.
Ooh. I like-
Really?
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's not like I came straight in and everybody like, yes to real estate. I did,
Yes. Yeah.
They said
Yeah.
no to real estate, right?
Yeah.
No to Andre. So it took me 2 years before I got my first client.
Wow.
It was Carlos who gave me a chance, and it was a rental.
Yes.
What do you do when you're in the game for a long time and you're hearing all the success of other people, and yet you're going on year 2 and you're still trying to get your first rental?
You stay focused and
yeah.
you don't compare yourself to anybody because you are not them and they are not you, and you have control over your aspirations.
Yeah,
Well, what did you do?
that's a great
was
question.
just
I
gonna
cried.
ask.
Okay.
I began to doubt myself. I began to doubt the vision. I began to say, you know what, I'm going to be an employee for the rest of my life. And I began to say, is this really for me? Because if you're not careful, you begin to listen to the outsiders who are speaking into your future based on what they see in the present. The thing about growth and the next level is that everything happens from the inside out. So for the people in the natural realm, they can't see what's happening on the inside. So they begin to judge you based on the outside. And everybody was judging me based on my numbers and not based on the building that was going on the inside.
Okay.
Right? And I stuck with it. I used that as an opportunity at rental, as an opportunity to promote. And then I came out with the whole yes to real estate.
Oh, I'm
With one rental.
dying
Yeah.
to hear the backstory about how you came up with that.
yes.
Yes, to real
to
estate.
Yes was birthed out of pain. Yes was birthed out of hearing no all the time.
Come on,
Oh,
Yeah, yes.
wow.
I'm preaching to somebody here, to the millions of people who's watching. What do you do when you hear no so much? Are you going to say yes to yourself, to your vision, to your goals? Or are you going to say what everybody else is saying to yourself, which was no? Hey, can I list your property? No.
No.
Hey, can I rent your property? No.
No.
I'm a great agent. No, you're not, Andre, because I looked you up on Hard and it says you only got one deal.
And did you say, look me up now?
So we were persistent with the process, and I began to promote yes to real estate. And believe it or not, in my inbox, people were saying it was corny, quit saying it, Why you saying yes to marriage? Why you saying yes to the Cheerios or yes to the oatmeal you just ate? What's up with all this yes? I knew that in order to be great and go to the next level, you have to brand yourself.
That's it.
Right? And I knew that yes to real estate was my brand, the color and everything, and I had to be patient with the process. How many of you are patient with the process until your breakthrough comes?
This boy over here preaching to himself. He
You
put his
know?
head down. He said, "Ooh, that was a good one."
Right? How many of us are patient with the process until our breakthrough come? And how many of us are going to say yes? So I said yes. I kept saying yes, even though people was telling me no, and just stuck with it. And let me tell you where the breakthrough came in for me. When I began to look outside of myself and start looking at how can I help somebody else say yes. Right?
That's right.
When we started yes, it was my son and I, and he didn't want to say yes at the time either. But
You talking about Chase?
Chase,
You know what? I'm not gonna play with you.
so, and that's how I started. It was birthed out of the necessity to hear yes because I heard so many no's.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like. You know what? I don't care how corny or not corny something is. I don't care who likes it or doesn't like it. If you say it enough, people will begin to like it. And just
And you make it cool.
a
If you
small
just own
example, my daughter's name is Austin. And we were looking at names for my daughter and we were coming up with names. I was like, what about this? What about that? What about this? And my husband was like, no, 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 no. I fell in love with the name Austin. So I kept calling her Austin before she was born. I was like, yeah, Austin this, Austin that, Austin this. He was like, you know what? This was like later. Right when it's close to having a baby. He was like, you know what? It does sound about right. Yeah, because when you hear it enough,
Right.
it sounds right. Whether you liked it or didn't like it, when you hear it enough, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it really is just own it.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
And
just
that's what he did.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You owned it.
Yes,
So
you owned it.
what is your projected production now? Because it went from just a lease rental property to what is that now?
So year 3 is where it really took off, right? I'm in year 6 now, right? So year 3 we did $4.6 million in transaction,
Okay.
and I was the only one. So I would go to work and work 12 hours at Chevron.
So you were working.
Oh, yeah, I just-
4.6
I
and
just
a
quit
full-
my job in August of this year.
Oh, that boy
That's
rich,
a lot.
y'all.
Right?
He got a
He
job
got a
and he
little-
sell
he got a
real
money
estate.
hand.
You just quit and look, let me
He got a job and he sell real
You
estate.
just
Yeah.
quit in August. So you've been doing this production on basically on
For
the
3
side
years.
Wow.
and building your business. Okay.
Yeah. So I was when we made $4.6 million in sales, it was just me.
Mhm.
I was the only person, and I was working full time.
Wow.
Right. And then the next year, I switched brokerage and got some great training information. I hired a transaction coordinator, and I was still showing the homes, hired the marketing team, and we did 13.6 million.
Nice.
Mm.
From
Right,
4 to 13.
Yeah, that
It's
was
a big
last
number.
year. And on this year, we're on pace to do 30 million in transaction.
Come on.
That's solid.
Come on.
Yes.
What happens when you build a team and a support system?
So that's the part that I'm very interested in.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how you were able to build your team. Like, how did you find these rock stars that actually fit within the puzzle piece that you were trying to put together?
And that's a great question. I would tell you, when you're in your growing stage and your building stage, it's very crucial of adding the right people to the team. Because if you add the wrong people to the team, they can demise everything you work hard for. So I was very focused on making sure whoever comes to the team understand it's bigger than me, them, it's the brand. It's yes to real estate. Are you going to buy into yes to, not me, but yes to real estate, right? So Diamond was our first hire. She came in and she was 100% committed, right? And then we just hired Mariah 4 months ago. And the whole team is predicated on yes to real estate. It's going to cause change throughout the world.
I love it.
And it's not just one person. And so that's why I'm real crucial on when we do things, we do it as a team, because I don't want people to see yes to real estate just as Andre.
Andre.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right? Because it's bigger than me.
It's Andre plus more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
That's awesome.
I know. So what is some, when did the investing start? When did the, the development and the everything that you're working? First of all, what are you working on?
Yeah.
And when did that start?
Yeah, so big shout out to the team. So we actually just started doing new construction last year.
Okay.
So the first two homes we built were hired a GC. But here's the thing, this is how I met the GC. I met him at his property. Mm-hmm. And I realized that when I came into this thing, I didn't know what I was doing. Mm-hmm. So I needed help. So I seen him and I said, you know what, before I ask him for anything, I'm going to offer him so much value, he cannot say no to me.
Yep.
That's principle 101 to the million.
I was just thinking that. I was like, somebody got to point that out. That's a nugget.
We're so quick to say, hey, I need your help. Mm-hmm. But we're not quick to say, let me offer you so much value before I ask you for your help.
Nugget.
Right? So when I met him, I seen him. He had a real estate agent and everything, but I knew when I was done with him, he was going to hire me. So what I used to do was I used to go by his new construction, cut his grass, make sure his gate was locked. If his door was open, hey, Mr. Julio, your door is open. Yeah. I locked it. I'm just giving you a heads up. I don't know what happened, but everything is fine. I used to drive by early morning and drive by early at night. Hey, Mr. Julio, it's around 1 o'clock in the morning. Everything looking good. No issues. Just giving you a heads up. I did that for 7 months.
Let me just, as a developer in the inner city, that just makes my heart smile. That is nugget. Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
Somebody clip that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I finally called him. I said, hey, Julio, I'm working on my first new construction, and I would love for you to be the GC. But also, I want to learn. Say learn. There you go. So he said, cool. He said, absolutely, I want to help. Why do you think he said yes?
Because you gave
because
so
you
much
didn't
value.
spend 7 months in.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a principle. We always look for how can somebody help me quickly instead of putting in the work, upfront investment, understanding this upfront investment is going to set you up for life.
This man
you weren't trying to use him. You wanted to partner with him.
This man is preaching.
So he said yes, and he helped me. And then one day his agent didn't call or pick up the phone when he was trying to buy a property. Guess who he called? He didn't call Ghostbuster. He called Yes to Real Estate. He said, hey, Andre, my agent didn't pick up. I was wondering if you can write up this offer. I said, you know what? I'm writing up right now. What's the address? You know?
Right,
I wrote it up. He got the property. And then he's like, okay. And then he called me again. Hey, my agent didn't pick up. Can you help me? Say no more. I'm writing up the contract now. And then the last time he said, hey, Dre, I want you to sell this product for me. I listed it. I had it on a contract before he was even built. And he told me the famous words of, you're my real estate agent from now on. But let me tell you how this one person changed the trajectory of my business. He taught me the game of new construction.
I am getting chills. I love it.
I am too. I thought it was cool.
It's great.
But here's the kicker. I tell people this. You have to find out who are the connectors. The connectors are the person that everybody know and want to work with. See, Julio was the connector. So he introduced me to Jason, who's building 10 homes. He introduced me to Carlos, who's building 20. So now he went and told them, hey, Andre's your real estate agent. This is why. So now, because of this one relationship I built, I had 30 new construction listings. How many of us is willing to put in the work when you don't know how the end result is going to be?
Yep.
Yeah.
If I would have told everybody your end result is going to be this, if you do 7 months, everybody do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
How many of us is willing to do it when the end result is not guaranteed? And that is what's wrong with our society, is that unless I can know for sure
That's
if I put in this work,
Yeah.
I get my return.
Yep.
No.
And that's what happened. And now the last 2 homes we built, I was the GC. I was I hired the framers, the electrician. I did everything. And it only took me 3 months and 2 weeks to build 2 homes at one time.
Wow.
How many of us is willing to put in the work to get that end result? I challenge you, to the millions of people who's watching today,
Come on,
put
William.
in the work. Offer value before you ask for anything. And this is my future entrepreneurs who's looking for some help. I want you to go and help someone first.
Right.
That's
Don't ask for help. You go. And here's the thing: when people say, "Well, Andre, how can I help you?" You know what? I don't like that. Because if I gotta tell you how you should help me, that means you're not watching.
Yeah, you didn't analyze what I need.
I need for you to study, put in some work, and figure out where's the loophole and what's the gap at to where you can offer your value.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
You know what?
love it.
I think that all the time, but I don't say it.
Yeah.
So that's empowering to be able to say it because I think it.
You
I'll be
speak
like,
my
"Why
whole
you
language.
asking
You're supposed to-
me?
My whole
yeah.
language.
You're supposed to know."
Yeah.
I mean, and if you don't, then we can tell you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Or this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I have to say, from the bottom of my heart, we thank you so much for supporting Snap House Photography.
Yeah.
You know, not only supporting us through the bookings, but putting us on the platform of Clubhouse, doing an invite, telling everybody about our services. Like that is, I'm so grateful.
Let me tell you why. So I've been knowing Bernard for a while.
Yeah.
Right? We've been knowing each other for a while. And he told me about the business you guys started, right? And I'm a loyal person, so I was with someone, so I didn't make the move, right? But when I called Bernard and said, hey, we're doing a Yes to Real Estate field trip, and I want to give you an opportunity to sponsor and to be a part of it, he didn't even ask me how much or anything. He's like, I'm in. When you have a person who's committed to your vision of helping other people, it is astounding that you want to do whatever it takes to give back to them, right? And so when Bernard came and gave and were part of it, I said, this is the guy I need to be with. Now, I didn't really know about the services until I really sat down and looked at the quality of the videos, the YouTube, the 3D. I'm like, oh man, this is amazing. I need to tell everybody about this. And so thank you guys for being great.
Well, thank you. Just how you did with the GC, I studied a little bit about Yes to Real Estate before I reached out and before I made sure I knew what I was talking about. And I knew how the product that we had to offer, could help elevate and like put your platform just top tier, right? Because it immediately goes to YouTube.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to YouTube
Yeah.
with the
right.
address.
Yeah.
So, hey, Mo, could you bring me that thing real quick?
Yes. So,
We got a gift for you.
Oh, wow.
yes.
I was about to run out with it.
So just a little token. I wish we could have done it for Christmas, but I won't be here for Christmas.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd
this
give
was
you
perfect
something
timing.
cool for
Yes.
you and Joanne.
So this is for me and Joanne.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, baby.
That's
It
right.
is.
That's right.
We are on camera, right?
That's right.
We have to edit that one.
So
Yes.
it's
wow.
it's two glasses. Yes.
Yeah.
I made sure it was enough two glasses. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We just wanted you to know how much we really appreciate your support.
Can I show the millions of people?
Yes.
yeah, be careful with the glass.
Yes.
Look, it says Lamborghini.
Lamborghini.
Y'all.
It's not from Ebony Knife. It's not fine. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
So-
That's
I
right.
love it.
But yeah, we really appreciate you and everybody that you've told about us. And I know we still have a lot of work to do, but it goes a long way, and we
Yes.
appreciate that.
And the support from our community means the world.
Oh wow!
You know?
Yeah,
That goes a long, long way.
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I say something else?
Sure.
So I'm sitting next to someone who's tremendously great, Kevin Aisha Shep, right?
Yes.
I want to personally say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for answering my phone calls. Thank you for replying to my text. Thank you for being that pillar in the community to sow into me. Man, you and your husband is so amazing to see the example. And I can just pop up at you guys' new construction. You or Kevin is there, will give me a walkthrough. And that meant so much to me and to what I'm doing, to where you guys are pouring into me, and I'm doing exactly what you did for me to someone else who's coming up in the game.
Amazing.
So thank you so much for taking your time to pour into me. And because of you and Kevin, Chase and Skylar and their kids would never be the same.
Wow.
They'll be able to walk down that street on Descharmes and say, my dad built that when I'm
Yeah.
no longer here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
your community you guys built was a prime example of what we can do when we come together, believe in the vision, but also make sure that we pour into the next generation coming up.
Yeah.
Thank you for pouring into me.
Thank you. Oh my
I really mean
goodness. It is an express pleasure because great people see greatness.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to sow into it. It's just like you were saying about like, don't ask me what you need. I think when we recognize that people have a glow, they have this thing about them, that it's very easy to pour into that. And so, thank you for taking up the mantle and doing what you're doing and making your mark upon this world, because I'm just excited to see all the things that you've done and that you're going to do.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I've always said Kevin and Aisha have been a good inspiration as well. And
Oh,
an
yeah.
open book. It's not a secret. Sometimes when people do stuff, it's like, I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
But it's been like, they didn't see it. What the heck?
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? Like, but I like that as well. I really appreciate you
Thank
guys
you.
for doing what you do in the community, because it is an impact. And
It
those
is.
houses going to be there forever.
Yes. I was just looking at your Instagram post, what Kevin posted earlier today. I'm like, man,
Oh, you can't wait to get one, huh? Ooh.
Man, legacy,
That
legacy.
aerial is just like, oh, wow. Because when you see one or two houses, you're like, that's great. But when you see the aerial, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, look at all them houses.
So
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing.
that's
Yeah.
amazing. We don't always say this. I'd like to think we don't always say this, but you have to come back.
Yeah.
We have to have you back.
Yeah.
There's so much more, like Ebony said,
Sure.
that we want to unpack with you. You make the promise on the camera. Look at it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I'll be back.
Give us a yes.
That's right.
Yes, I want to say one more thing to the millions of people who's watching. I know you. I'm talking to that one person who's looking at us and said, "Can it really happen to me? Is that a one thing that happened to Andre, and it can't happen again?" I just want to say to the millions of people who's watching, but also to this one special person who's watching right now, who needs to hear this. I challenge you. I challenge you today to take this information, apply it, and believe that this can happen to you. I challenge you to say yes to going over and beyond with your business. I challenge you to say yes to giving more than what is expected. I challenge you to overpromise and overdeliver, and don't be afraid. And I challenge you, and to the millions of people watching today, to say yes to real estate. And I guarantee you that I will see you at the top.
Love it.
I love it.
you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's Selling Houston POV. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And it's a little bell at the top. Press that bell, and it'll remind you when our new shows come. All right, that's it.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.